I'm Courtney, and welcome to Book Talk. Today we're talking about The Son of Neptune by Rick Riordan. This is the second book in the Heroes Olympus series, and if you have not read the Percy Jackson series, go read the series, read The Lost Hero, and read The Son of Neptune, and then we'll discuss it together. So, bye, not spoilers. Okay, so this book was literally amazing. I loved it. And you know why I love this book? Well, we start with a Percy chapter. We have Percy back. It was amazing. I was just oh, a Percy chapter. Those Percy chapters, I was like, ooh, another Percy chapter. Oh. And then you would get to, the other two characters. I think I'm going to stop the book now. It's not a Percy chapter. Not that interested. Okay, so Percy is getting chased by these two Gorgon thingamabobs. And then he runs into Juno, or, as we know, Hera, the annoying Hera, the girl. I don't really like Hera. And so, she's in an old form. And she wants Percy to carry her across the river. And if he goes in that river, he'll lose his mark of chili spots. So I'm like, Percy, don't go. No, you're going to go into the Roman camp. Do not. And he only remembers one thing, and it's a name. Guess what it is? Annabeth. I was literally the happiest girl. I was just like, oh, yes. I was just like, oh, you remember Annabeth? Because if you forgot Annabeth, no, can't do that. So, Percy carries her across the river, loses mark of chili spot. I was just like, really? Percy has done enough for you. I mean, you took his memory away. He's now at a Roman camp. What else does he have to do for you? Oh, right. He has to carry you across the river and lose his mark of chili spot. Really, Hero? Really? Juno, Hero? They're both annoying. Juno was the most annoying person ever. Then we got some new characters in the book. And I like most of them. Okay, so we got Hazel, and Hazel just has a bad life. It's really bad. Really bad. And then we got Frank. Frank literally just does not believe in himself. He's like, really? You guys believe in me? Oh my gosh, you guys believe in me? You guys are crazy. Frank, if they don't believe in you, I will believe in you. But they do believe in him. He just does not understand. Ugh. And we got Renya, and Renya is the praetor of Rome, and I don't like her because of a few things. And there's this Octavian, and he's a descendant of, third generation of Apollo. You're not even demigod. And he's burning bear sacrifices. I was just like, really? I was just like, oh, Octavian, why are you doing this? So Camp Jupiter is practically totally different than Camp Half-Blood. Okay, so you go in, and there's these white marble buildings, and there's 5 core hits. And Percy's in the 5th one, and the 5th one's, I don't even know. But Camp Jupiter, okay, so Camp Jupiter, it's totally different than Camp Half-Blood. Okay, so here, Greek, we got capture the flag, we got cabins, there's a cabin for each god, most of the gods. And then Camp Jupiter, we had 5 core hits, and practically there's 30 to 40 people jammed into one, and it's 5 bigger versions of Hermes cabins, sort of. I took it in that way. And then we have war games. The war games are not exciting as capture the flag, because war games sound a little too intense to me. And in Camp Jupiter, demigods can actually live in peace. He saw demigods going to college and getting married and having children. And then he would think about Annabeth. And I was just like, so sweet. And I totally have to go to Camp Half-Blood. I mean, so, yeah. you can get married, have a good life in Camp Jupiter, but Camp Half-Blood is just so much better somehow. Camp Half-Blood all the way. Camp Jupiter is cool and all, but I just don't want to be there. So after the War Games, Mars slash Ares comes, and everyone's kneeling down. Oh yes, the War God. Yeah, we respect the War God. And one person's not kneeling down. Of course, it's Percy Jackson. It's like, we've been in a fight before. Yeah. And Mars is just like, really? Well, I should have killed you then. Something like that. I'm just like, ugh. And so, we got this quest. And so, Mars is all like, okay. So, Thanatos is the god of death. I thought Hades was the god of death. I was like, well, who's Thanatos? I was like, really? But, gotta be kidding me. Anyway, I don't feel like fighting it. But, so, it's like, you gotta go to Alaska and free Thanatos, god of death. And so, the Gorgons were dying. That's because Thanatos was captured. And so, there's no prophecy, so they make one. He writes one down, and it's, go to Alaska, free the god of death, get back by the 24th or you'll die. Great prophecy. Good job, Mars. And so, Frank wasn't claimed at the time, and Mars claims him and gives him this huge spear that can regenerate 3 times. I wanted Frank to be a son of a... So their journey is very interesting. We run into Iris, and Frank and Iris have this very interesting talk. And we run into the Amazons. You know how Renya? Well, she has a sister, Hylia, and Hylia is queen of the Amazons, and so they paid her a visit. Hylia is the queen of the Amazons, and when she sees Percy Jackson, she wants to kill him, and I'm like, why do you want to kill him? And then you remember, we go flashback time into the Sea of Monsters. You have to remember the Sea of Monsters. Hylia and Renya were there. Oh my. I was just like, what? Really? Really? And, yeah, then we're in. Well, then we visit Frank's grandma. And Frank, well, his grandmother's interesting. And so she's, like, about to die. And Mars is there, too, but Percy and Hazel couldn't see him. But, yeah, that was interesting. Frank's grandma's so weird. Frank has had a bad life, too. And then, Alaska. Thanatos was more interesting than I expected. He's, like, just so weird and creepy. Well, he's the god of death, so it was kind of made sense. So, the giant who's protecting him is Achilles. And he's the oldest son of Gaia, and Gaia just gets on my freaking nerves. Hera gets on my nerves too. Hera or Juno, they're both annoying anyway. And so, Percy falls over an edge. I was just like, no. But he lives. I was just like, yes. And so, Hazel and Frank, okay, so Achilles cannot be killed in Alaska. He has to be killed somewhere else. If he's in Alaska, he's practically immortal. But if he's in, let's say, Canada, he can't be killed. And so they take him to Canada, and Achilles doesn't realize that. And Hazel kills him, and then you see Percy, and he's like, hey, you guys, I was killing that giant. I'm just like, way to go. So then they get back to Camp Jupiter, and there's this whole battle going on, and Tyson and Mrs. O'Leary there. I was just like, oh, yay, Tyson's there, because I miss Tyson. I was like, where's Tyson? Where's Grover in this? Like, where's Grover again? I haven't seen Grover since the last Olympians. A little sad. But, they're fighting, and they win the battle, and they're just praising Percy, and he's made Praetor. And then we get this holograph from Leo. Well, before this, Tyson was talking about how a big Greek warship would be coming in a day or two. And so they get this holograph. It's from Leo. And Leo says how the warship will be coming, and please let the Romans know that we're not enemies. You can trust us. We come in peace. Do not attack. And so Percy and them try to warn the Romans, and they tell them about it, and all of a sudden, you see the Greek warship in the sky. You see the Argo II, and Leo, Jason, Piper, Annabeth, and Coach Head drawn there. And Percy was thinking how this could be literally the best day of his life. I was just like, yes, I was happy. I was just the happiest girl. And, I'm just waiting for a reunition. They're not reunited in this book. I was a little disappointed by that. So, then Percy's like, come on, he said, let me introduce you to my other family. And then you close the book. This book was just amazing. I literally love this book. And then I'm reading. I'm almost done with the Mark of Athena. And then when you start the Mark of Athena, it's literally the same day when you finish this book. It's the same day. It's crazy. And this book was amazing. I literally loved this book. So read the Percy Jackson series, read the Lost Year, read the Son of Neptune. The Son of Neptune's amazing. 1, because you have Percy back. 2, I love Hazel and Frank, and their adventure is just completely awesome. So, yeah. Bye, you guys!